2022 might be simultaneously one of the best and one of the worst years ever as far as movies are concerned. So just going through the list, you've got films like The Batman that came out in 2022, which might be one of the best comic book films ever. All Quiet on the Western Front also came out in that year, and I think this might be one of the best war films ever made. 2022 was also an incredible year for horror, like Terrifier 2 came out that year. Barbarian also came out in 2022. So did X. Pearl also came out in 2022, cementing Mia Goth as one of the best actresses working in Hollywood today. Jordan Peele's Nope also came out in 2022. I know this one might be a bit divisive amongst fans, but I think it's great. Smile also came out in 2022, which I think is a seriously underrated horror flick. Talk to Me came out in 2022. Oh my god, so many amazing horror movies. Robert Eggers' The Northman also came out in that year, and this movie is insane. I'm just going through this. Sisu came out in 2022. This film is brilliant. If you haven't watched it, check it out. And I Will Die on This Hill. Bullet Train came out in that year, and I loved this movie. I thought it was an incredibly fun time at the cinema. The Menu was another hidden gem that 2022 gave us. Brilliant film, incredible cast. One of my favourite animated films made in a long time, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, also came out in 2022. Okay, now you come on to the really big hitters. The Banshees of Inisherin came out in that year, and that film is just superb. 2022 was the year that we got Avatar: The Way of Water, which is one of the highest grossing movies of all time. Not my favourite film ever, but it was a massive blockbuster and delivered what I think everyone wanted it to. And then the film that kind of blew everybody away, I think, and won all the Oscars was Everything Everywhere All at Once, which came out in 2022. This year was insane. However, also, some of the worst films I've watched in a long time came out in that year. It was the year that gave us Babylon, which I personally really didn't like, but there are some people out there that loved it. It was the year that changed everything for the DCEU as far as the fact that it killed it. Black Adam came out. It was bad. Talking of bad comic book films, Thor: Love and Thunder, one of the worst films in the MCU ever. 2022 was also the year that Sylvester Stallone's Samaritan came out, which is just dire. Uncharted. Just bad. Yet another bad film. Death on the Nile was terrible and it came out in 2022. But the real reason that 2022 might be both the best and the worst year for movies is because this film came out, Morbius, which was an event. It was terrible, but people seem to love it. Let me know what your favourite and least favourite films of 2022 are in the comments.